It's easy to show up for the good games, that you're gonna have to battle, but can you still do it whenever it's an easy opponent? I didn't do this to show you guys that I can win without you guys. It's because I'm showing that I'm willing to lose with my beliefs, then let it slide for a win. Playoffs is mandatory. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. It's going to that fight, to that one game. If you really think about it, if you're thinking about the development of the kids, we want good competition around.
Matheus, how are you today?
Doing good, man. It's good to be back.
I appreciate you being flexible with me and you coming over here to record in my humble little studio that I have here. But, man, I feel like a lot has changed for you since the last time we've recorded.
Yeah, changed a little bit.
So tell me, how have you been? What else changed?
I still coaching OEFC with the younger girls and still coaching at Classen, but I got an extra team now with OEFC. And with Classen, we ended up after these 3 past seasons performance between girls and boys, we ended up getting moved down to 3A.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think schools that, not necessarily private schools, but schools that you certainly need an application for, they did a whole review to see which and where they're going to fit better. And with like our results, our records, we ended up getting moved down, which he was a little bummed out because since 2019 that we made the playoffs last season, and then now we're kind of, here's your reward, go down,
Yeah.
But I understand the reasons that we moved down, and then now we just need to work forward because this is going to be for 3 years, and then they're going to reevaluate again.
3 years. I thought it was every 2 years, but now is it every 3 years?
Yeah, now they changed to 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so now he's looking forward to the next 3 years to bring us back to 4A.
That was one of the questions that I had written here. Is I knew that 2-year mark was coming up, and there were some good rivalries in that last district that you're leaving behind. I remember from talking to the assistant coach, he pinned it really nice. The rivalry, the C rivalry, with Clinton and Chickasha. But I guess maybe that's not going to take place this year anymore, right? Yeah, no, unfortunately not. But we're still gonna try to scrimmage them. Like we already been talking with them, like to about the scrimmages just before the season starts, before the district, and they want to play us as well, because we still made some good games, like the team is not changing, it's just the division, like let's say the class that we're changing, so the team is gonna be the same. So I think it's still gonna be a good game for both sides, because they have great players, they're a great program, and we want to play those teams, that's how they're going to get better. So you must already know who will be in your district this year, right? Or not yet? Not yet. I need to go over my emails. It's probably there. Okay. Yeah, because I think they were deciding between, I think this next week or another one. I think it's like middle October that they're going to have a for sure district answer. Yes, I think so. Nice. Well, that's exciting to hear. That means a better possibility in taking state. Yes, but also a lot of great teams on the 3A. There are a lot of great teams. Yeah, there's Crooked Oak that they have some amazing players. Cass City, I think he's joining back. Heritage Hall moved up. They moved up? Okay. Yeah, they're one of the ones that moved up. Okay. Yeah. Mount St. Mary's is another one, I think. Mount St. Mary's, yes, they are. Nice. So it's still going to be a tough schedule, so I don't think the class is just, I think, to organize because you have good teams all around, Yeah, the thing about 3A is you'll play a really good team, and then maybe next week you'll face one that isn't not so good, so it'll be kind of a toss-up. And I think that's going to be the challenge for them, like to show up every day, Stay consistent. Yeah, because it's easy to show up for the good games, that you're going to have to battle, but can you still do it whenever it's an easy opponent? Because those sometimes, and we had those games last season and the first season as well, that we play against a team that's worse than us, and then we drop the level to them, and then the game gets harder than it should be, Yeah, I definitely understand that. So last season, I was taking notes. 6-7 was the record overall for what they was counting. 3 for 3 in district. Does that sound about right? 4-3 in district. 4-3 in district. Okay. Tell me a little bit about what happened last season. How did that go from beginning to end?
It went good. Like we ended up like having the opportunity to do our preseason in an indoor facility of Hafner and Kelly, the sports center, and it was good because we had like a good consistency because preseason starts in December, January, so it's unbelievable cold.
Yeah.
So sometimes we cannot go outside. So having the indoor facility for that time like was amazing help for us, and having the consistency, like practicing, we started having great numbers for that too. I guess they were like,
oh, they're not gonna be
AC,
outside, right?
So I guess like and that helped. And whenever we went back outside, like I think we are like way ahead than we were last season whenever we were closer to the season, because I think the consistency with the indoor, and they are in shape, they are like more sharp with the ball, because a lot of them just play soccer whenever high school season comes back, so like a lot of them, like they need to take their rusty off, they say. And then that helped, like we have like a good start with the season, with the tournaments that we had. Like I think we had like some good performances and in some good results. And whenever district starts, we had like a very good. I don't remember.
I have it pulled up here. It looks like you went from tournaments to Santa Fe South.
Yeah, Santa Fe South. We ended up playing just one half with them, I think, and. Was a good, like we played against their JV, very competitive. Like I think we finished 0-0, and I think it was because of the weather. And then we did some penalty shootout, and then we won. But I keep the tie. We tied. Then, but it was a good match. Like, and it's a good program for you to play against because their style of playing, like amazing players there, and like now coming from back-to-back championships and like being successful, so and their players now are doing good at McHugh, so
right, they have a lot of D1, and even one that I had seen the other day is playing professionally in Mexico now too. So that team was that was a special team. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again, three-peat. So I'm curious to see what district they ended up in too. I doubt that they got pushed up to 6A, but I mean, a team like that could easily play in a 6A.
Yeah.
6A.
I think maybe. I don't know.
You think so? I'll have to find out. I'll do some research.
Yeah, because I think whenever they release my district, like I'm going to be able to see everybody
else's.
Yeah, so.
Just pass me the email. Forward me the email. Then from there, Santa Fe South, it was from Cash. Northwest Classen. And then looks like it was a tough streak from Classen to Cricket Oak to Weatherford. And then got a W against Aztec. And then that's when, I guess, district started with Weatherford, Aztec, Clinton, Harding, which was an overtime win. I heard that one was a really good game, too.
Yeah. There's a little story behind that game, too. Like, on that game, we're kind of having, like, some attitudes issues in the squad.
Oh, really?
At that point of the season. And I, like, ended up, like, benching a few players for the game.
Have to make some examples,
And like even like after in the next practice, whenever I pulled those players aside and I told them like, look, here's the thing. I didn't do this to show you guys that I can win without you guys. It's because I'm showing you that I'm willing to lose with my beliefs than let it slide for a win. And like from that point on, they start taking more serious because we against Crooked Oak, like it was a 5-0. They played good, but we also played bad. There was a combine of both, and that's why it was a 5-0. I'm not saying that we should win against them, like, we would have won if we played. No, I'm just saying that it's not a 5-0 game. It could be a 1-0 for us, 1-0 for them, 2-0 for them, 2-0 for us. Like it should be a way more competitive game than what it was.
5-0, yeah. I mean, this is what, now going into your year 3?
Yeah, third year.
What's the difference now, year 3 than 2 and 1?
I would say habits, culture. I think with me and Steven, we finally have our culture in the program. Like the boys know the expectations, they know what they're getting into, and they want success. Like because a lot of the players now are doing double sports to stay fit for soccer season or just to stay fit in general. So they're taking care of themselves and like getting prepared for it. They're not now in the past years that we have like players just like
Just
I
waiting
said
for the season to come.
exactly, and expect to just
Be able to click it on.
and no, like it's not gonna happen. And but I'm happy that I see a lot of them like running cross country, running track, or even playing football, and just keeping active. And a lot of them like are joining clubs, so
Yeah.
it's very nice.
How is Coach T? I haven't seen him, but I've seen him grinding. I've seen him working.
Yeah. Now he's been busy. He's been busy now with like a lot of soccer private coaching and also a lot of boxing too.
Yeah.
Because he has the boxing gym, and he and Coach Tracy, they're both like working hard there. Like I go there like pretty often to work out too, like just to stay in shape a little bit.
I remember, I think past on the podcast I had with Coach Tower, and I was thinking, man, that guy's passionate. He talk. There's people that talk the talk, and people that walk the walk. And I was like, that guy definitely talks the talk and backs it up with the amount of work that he does. Before, I used to see him do a lot of boxing, but now I see him doing a lot of training. And it reminded me of what you just said a second ago. A few kids only play soccer during high school season, but there's a few that I see that kept up with their private training. Is his name Zayden?
Yeah,
Zayden. That I've seen that guy work. That guy's been working, and I even got to play against him at Western.
Yeah, I bring him to play with me.
Yeah, right. And then I can hear you giving him his own tips, like you just stay wide, just stay there. It'll come to you. Don't worry about it. A young guy who's been working. Another guy that I'm excited to see what is this now? His junior year?
Yeah, they're going to junior year X now.
So I'm excited to see what he'll be producing this year too, because he had an outstanding year last year as well.
Yeah.
A lot of man of the matches, a lot of recognition through Oklahoma City. So that's a talent that we all should be looking out for.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited to see too, because I know the stats like sometimes doesn't speak truth, but like just from the stats and his position, like he went from 3 goals to I think 10 to 11 goals a season. So like now I want to see like, can you get to 15, 16, 17, 18 now? Like so I'm excited. And then he's getting more mature too. Like he changed clubs, so like he now maybe getting prepared now this fall and playing with this new club. Maybe he comes with a different mentality that is gonna help be more successful in the high school season. So we'll see. I'm excited to see him.
Nice. What are the goals for this year? I know you're going into a new district, new teams, so it's kind of hard to set goals with all this new that's going on. But day one, what are some goals and expectations you're going in with?
Definitely, we're gonna playoffs is mandatory, and then I think we're gonna go game by playoffs. Because like I said, we're gonna have some good teams there. It's gonna be Crocodile, Cassidy, and I'm not sure if they all gonna be in our district. So if one of them are not in our district, and like it's gonna be tough to get them in the playoffs, especially in the first round, if depending how it goes the table, like how we ended up. But it's hard to like set expectations now because it's a new class. It's gonna be new teams. So like for us, like right now, I cannot like even like tell you like, I'm gonna tell them like, we need to win, But playoffs is like now we need to make a tradition. That's what I told them. Whenever we made the playoffs again, like last season, I told like, look, now this is a tradition. Like it's not something that we should celebrate too much. Yes, let's celebrate. Like we make playoffs, we make the next stage, the next step. But like it's a tradition. It's like it's already there.
Expectation.
Yeah. Mom, I got an A. Oh, you did your job. Good job.
We're not going to congratulate you for it because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not going to congratulate you for making playoffs because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Can you get the A+? The A+, like, maybe I'll take you out to a nice place to eat or something, Like, but no, like, they need to understand that, like, And it's for them too. They need to set themselves in a higher expectation. It's not just us, because we cannot want for them. We're not gonna go there and
you're
kick
not
the
in
ball.
there scoring goals for them.
I'm not gonna go there and tackle for him. I'm not gonna win the header. I'm not gonna save the penalty or score the penalty. So they needed to understand that making the playoffs I'm not saying that it's not a big deal. But they need to understand that that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. It's going to that fight, to that one game, that anything can happen. And that's what we're actually trying to now put more towards them, because we got a good work ethic culture. Now we need a better competition
mentality.
Yeah, mentality. I feel like we're still not there yet. Physically we're there, but we're not there mentally yet.
It's a long season. Well, I say it's a long season, but it doesn't seem like it whenever the games start. But you guys are probably going to start training in December.
Yeah, December 1st.
That's 2 months away from now already.
Yeah,
2 months away.
It goes fast though.
And then college season's going on right now. Are you keeping up with any of the college season?
I wish, but with club,
you're too busy.
Yeah, too busy.
So you have 3-4 club teams.
3 now.
3.
Yeah,
and then
2007 girls and 2 2012s.
And then what are you gonna do during the high school season? Just manage it?
Yeah, it's just gonna go on top of it.
On top of it.
Yeah, because they start a little earlier in the afternoon, and then club is evening and later.
That's
so
true.
I can manage a little bit.
That's
Thank God the games are during the week for high school.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's grind time then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what else would you be doing, right?
Exactly. That's that's what I tell a lot of people. I'm very fortunate that I'm being able to live of what I love. Because it's hard. That a lot of people in the business of soccer see how hard it is of you living that. Because everybody can play, everybody can have fun with that, but can you live off of it? So it's hard, and I'm very fortunate and happy. And I have a lot of people to thank. And it's amazing to be living what I'm living. I never imagined that I would be in another country,
right.
Living off of soccer. I always thought about becoming a professional player. That's the kid's dream. But as you start getting older, you see I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I never thought going to another country and then being a coach there. So
yeah. What was the plan B?
Honestly, go back to Brazil. Whenever I came here, was the last shot. Let's play a little bit of college and make videos and then see what happens. And then the plan B was at the end of the day, I'm gonna have a degree. Can go back to Brazil, bilingual.
Make something happen,
Yeah, I can get a job with administration, just 8 to 5 every day. And then life start happening, and then I'm glad the way it turned out. I'm glad to be here. I love a lot of people say that Oklahoma it's kind of bad to live, but I say you haven't seen the good side then, because honestly I like living here. It's a
chill.
little.
It's not like a big city, but you can make it feel like you're in a big city if you want to. But if you don't, then it's very easy to stick to what you're doing.
Exactly, and there's some good opportunities too, and some good people here that want to make a difference, in the community and help each other. I feel that it's a very welcoming place.
It's a small place.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying every single bit now. Just being coaching these girls, the boys, and happy to see not just they're developing as players, but as people. They're surprising me every day. And it's fun to watch their growth.
Yeah, and then you're gonna see them graduate. Some might go continue to play college. So that's the circle of life there.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you got married too. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes. It was a good party.
It was a good party. The pictures look amazing. You guys look extremely happy. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna do a post later on for more pictures. There's still more pictures coming, but there's gonna be more pictures.
Well, the photographer did a great job, and you guys look extremely happy. And then I think I heard you guys are gonna celebrate it in Brazil. Did that ever end up happening, or?
So we're gonna wait a little bit because I I received my work permit,
Okay.
to start working here, and soon enough my green card should be coming, and we're gonna be looking to go to Brazil maybe in 2025 summer to celebrate in Brazil, like because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my friends and
Mm-hmm.
some close family couldn't come, so like we're gonna do a celebration there, and we are waiting kind of a little bit longer because Caddy, she's doing speech pathology
That's right.
at UCO. So she just started her master's and she's gonna graduate in 25, and she has no time in this
Mm-hmm.
2 year period to do anything,
Yeah.
you know. So like, because she's busy with clinic, with classes, and on top of that, she still works too, you know. So
Yeah, I understand. It kind of reminds me of my wife. But if you're watching, keep it up. You're almost there.
yes, it's gonna go fast. Trust me.
I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if she's gonna come in today, but like we did last time. But
No, yeah, so she's in class right now.
she's in class right now. All right, we'll
Yeah.
let her know I said hi and I was asking for
Oh,
her. But that's exciting.
mhm.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're still playing
Just
and trying
Sunday.
to, right? Trying to
Yeah.
find time to play.
Yeah, but just Sunday league for now.
How's
you
that
know.
been for you?
This season didn't go so good.
No.
Yeah, like me and the Brazilians, like most of the Brazilians tried to make a team together and like play, and then I think,
I think I played in that game.
yeah, the chemistry wasn't there yet. We might
Mhm.
try again next season. We are still talking, debating what we're gonna do for next season. You know.
How hard is it just to play with a bunch of friends, though? You know.
I mean, it's hard because I feel like at that moment, like a lot of us wanted to win,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of us wanted to just have fun,
Yeah.
and that's when it clashed. Because you know me, I'm a very passionate guy.
Mhm.
I'm very like, you know, like I like to win. Like at the end
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
day, you know, I'm there to have fun. But like, what's more fun than win? You know,
Nothing.
like
Right? If we're not winning, then it's not fun.
You
Like,
know, like I'm like, you know, and sometimes we would get like in some heated arguments, you know, and kind of shook things, like, you know, shake things like off, you know. But hopefully for next season we can maybe, because I want to like, because we have a good team, we have a good talent, like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can,
yeah.
we didn't even make playoffs, so like
No?
yeah, that's why it kind of bummed me out because we're not that team.
Because
like,
you're used to making playoffs. Like you said, that's an expectation for you. So when you didn't,
Exactly.
you're just, yeah.
Exactly, you know. So I'm just like now for next season, like I'm gonna talk to them, sit down, like, hey, like, so what's the plan? What are we doing? And then
Are we taking it serious or not? Because if
Yeah.
not,
yeah, you know, like because there's options, you know. Like
Yeah.
I could be like even making like good money, like play that Sunday league, you
Yeah.
know. Like and like I chose like to play just with my friends, and like I thought that like they wanted like to actually win, but like it's okay. Like I respect that because at the end of the day, it is Sunday league, you know. If you're not having fun, like it defeats the purpose, you know.
but everybody's definition of fun is different. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
you know. Exactly.
You can be playing with your friends that might take it serious, might not, or you can be with a group of guys that get paid to win, and the only expectation you have is to win. And if not, people are gonna have problems.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what kind of we clashed there, you know. So hopefully we can do something different next season.
Dang. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought, well, and when you mentioned it now, you're right. You played with a team of Brazilians. It wasn't Libertad or anything like that. So,
Mhm.
so yeah. Well,
Yeah, and now my old team's in the final.
are they?
Yeah, against Estrela Roja.
Estrella Roja, that's gonna be
Yeah.
a good game.
Yeah.
That's one game, right?
I think they're gonna do one game in the final.
Because
I
they
thi-
changed the format this year. Instead of having one playoff game, they're doing two, home and away.
Yeah,
Did
but I think the final is gonna be one.
Just one.
Or yeah.
I think
no.
it might be one. I think I read
Yeah.
it's gonna be one.
Yeah.
But you think that difference? Did it make a difference in the two
Honestly,
games over one?
Oh yeah, I think it made a little bit of difference.
Better
and
and worse?
I liked it. A lot of people were complaining, but honestly, I liked it. This 2-2-1.
Yeah.
I like it because it kind of seems like, you know, people have other things to do outside there. You know, like it's a Sunday league, but so like in one weekend, maybe some players didn't show up.
Anything can happen in one game.
You know, and then the next game, like, oh, those players are back. You know, so like kind of.
Yeah.
It kind of helps out, like, because I see a lot of players missing games because of their
Some are coaches.
Exactly.
Some are...
and takes the weekend, you know. So like having those two games, I think it gives like a little we lost 2-0 last game,
Now
but
we
like
gotta come back even harder.
yeah, you know, Yeah, I liked it.
I think it was good because, and like I said, anything can happen in one game. You can have a penalty kick that's called or an offside that doesn't, and then it kind of leaves things a little less for chance and more so for actual skill in the game that's being played. So so I thought that was pretty cool.
For sure.
Cool. Dude, so much has happened regards to soccer here in the U.S. I thought it'd be good for me to pick your brain. But the biggest one that's happened that's kind of blowing everyone away was Messi coming to the MLS. Yeah. What were your thoughts to Messi coming to the MLS?
Right. I feel that like that was a good move for him, you know, because if you think about it, like next year it's the America Cup, and then 2025 I think is the World Club Championship.
Yeah, which is gonna be super nice, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole new setup with a lot of teams, and then 2026 is the World Cup. Yeah, so like he came to the place that you want to be, you know, like for the next 3 years, and I think that was like his main like reason to change it, like was to be like where the focus is going to be, and he himself is already, you know, a lot of followers, a lot of like, you know, people know about him, so like he coming here is gonna even bring more attention, combining with already those tournaments, you know, so money wise is amazing decision for him too, you know, like he made an amazing deal with Adidas, Apple TV, and all of that, you know, so like that was it would be kind of like Cristiano Ronaldo going to Saudi Arabia, you know, like that was a smart move. Like he's making a ton of money, like he had a successful career, like it's his retirement basically. Same
tax
thing. Free. Yeah, same thing for Messi, his retirement, you know, like it's kind of like a way for everybody to say thank you to them, you know, you know, because in Europe like they're not able to pay what they're paying then now because like they have a lot of other stars to take care too, you know, like so. Going to those places, like I said, is like a retirement plan for them. And I feel like Messi wanted to, I wouldn't say slow down, but at least stay healthy to play another World Cup, you know. And I think coming to the MLS at the moment, it's like a lower level playing soccer. Like he can actually, you know, and you're seeing like he's making magic on the field, you know, like man, like he he makes like professional players, you know, play like he like looking like kids. So like it's always fun to watch him, but like it's being even more fun now because he makes it so easy, you know.
I think what surprised me the most is the impact that he made. Like there was so much noise, but then just to see him do what he does best, you know, he's making defenders look silly in the MLS, and people were saying, "Man, Messi's making the MLS look bad." But then you have to ask yourself, where hasn't he done this before? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, like he put Boateng, one of the best defenders, like to lay down the ground, man. Like, and like he comes Neuer, one of the best goalkeepers in the past years, in just a little chip overhand with his weak foot, you know, like so. Come on, like what he's doing here is just because nobody's used to this. No, they're used to do like the black and white. You do this, you do that, and then boom, you know, like and he comes here like, no, look.
So it makes it look so easy,
you know, like,
so easy. It must feel like he has so much time on the ball here in the MLS, right?
Yeah,
all this time. They can put good crosses in, finishes. I think the one that surprised me the most was, man, I don't know. I think so many plays, but the one he had against, I think it was Cincinnati or something like that, where he just left corner, running from the midway. It's just, he makes it look so easy, so easy.
No, and the ball stays so close to his foot.
So close to his foot.
Like he's still fast. Because like he's with the ball in his foot, and he's still passing people that don't have the ball.
Dribbling with his right and his left. You know, there's nothing you can do but just pray. And it sucks to see that he got injured, but you know, I think, you know, he'll come back better, hopefully. You know.
Oh yeah, he always comes back better.
Yeah.
It's like wine, you know. The older he gets, the better he gets.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So the MLS is doing great things. I think they're on the right path, and then every summer is going to be good up until the World Cup, and then I'm assuming you're planning on watching some World Cup, right? In-person games, maybe.
Yeah. That's the plan now. let's see if we can put in
Yeah,
play.
right. Bring
You
the
know,
plata in, you know, you
yeah,
gotta start saving now because it's gonna get
yeah, I know
expensive.
exactly, and gonna hope because
Mm-hmm.
they're probably gonna do like those lottery situations. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
you kind of sign up for it, and then if you get selected, you buy it. If you know, you pass along because there's gonna be a lot of people interested in it. You know,
It's gonna be a lot.
yeah.
I'm curious. You're coaching at OEFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
You heard the story of Rogelio, correct? The player
Yes, I
that
heard a little bit.
went to go train in, was it Kansas City?
Yeah.
He didn't get picked up, but they still had him on the reserve list. And then whenever
Mhm.
Colorado wanted to have him, they
Mhm.
couldn't because they had him reserved.
Yeah.
What were the coaches saying down there? What did you hear being at the club? You know,
I heard that kind of they were trying to just hold lock a lot of players like as a safety backup.
how crazy does that sound to you coming from Brazil?
It is a little bit, but it happens in Brazil too. Cause even for me, like it's cause mine wasn't so serious because I was a little bit younger. But there was one time that I was at São Paulo Academy, and then we signed. And it wasn't a contract because I was 11 years old, but like it was just a little agreement, and then my parents signed it too, you know. And 1 year later, they come, but they still kind of kept like some like that I couldn't go and sign for another club. And then my dad just went there and like talked like explain like, oh, like what is this, bro?
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, because we make it like everybody sign like whenever we first see them, because we don't know how much they're gonna grow or how much they're gonna not grow and this and that, you know. So like it's just a way for us to kind of hold, just to hold, to have like a little control, and then we make the decisions, you know. But it's dirty, bro. Like
That is dirty.
It
That
is
is dirty.
and it is what it is. Like I think like a lot of clubs do that. This one came to light, you know.
Yeah, and talk about it coming to light. His mom made a post and it went viral.
Yeah, I saw it. Like that's when I first heard. I think like a few coaches from UFC shared her post, and that's when I kind of I read about it.
Yeah, I remember sharing it with the Football Factory and just watching how people felt about it, and it didn't seem right. It didn't seem right.
No, it doesn't, like, because I mean, if you're not like rewarding the kid back by doing that and even keeping the reserve team, like you shouldn't do that. Like, you know, I think like it should be like a exchange there, you know, like, okay, we are holding him, but like you know, like he's still like often
He's
participation.
still on an OEFC team, you know, let OEFC get the fee or something like that.
Exactly, you know, because like he ended up coming back to OEFC, you know, so like it's just like man, like I wish like you know, like you wouldn't have those situations with the clubs, because one thing that like it's not that I don't like here, but like I think it holds back competition. It's like that there's a lot of teams for the ages
and a lot of divisions,
you know,
a lot of leagues,
you know, so like you kind of cut like competition around you, you know, so having like a lot of teams, like, you know, like it's good to have those teams, because like you're still keeping kids around the community, but like you also like stopping other teams to grow, you know. And sometimes like if you really think about it, if you're thinking about the development of the kids, we want good competition around, you know. So by doing that, whenever they get to those ages, like about to become to 16, 18 to be professional, like that's when the clubs start putting those contracts, agreements, you know, like in play, because of that, because it's a bunch of teams, and then like you have a bunch of those kids, and like you're gonna be like, oh, okay, like to the third team and up, like let's make everybody sign, you know. And then the third team like gets offer for the second team in the other place, or even a first team for the other place, but I cannot leave, because you know. So I feel like they should like be like a limit though, because at least to the older ages. To the younger ages, like okay, you know, because there's still more
room to grow. You know, a lot can happen. But exactly. I mean, true, kids are getting signed so early in other countries, so it's
in Brazil, like
they get contracts presented at 13.
Neymar, I think like whenever he was or 11 or 13, he was already changing to dollars, $2,000. as an 11-year-old, 13-year-old, I remember that was a odd number, but I don't know if it was 11 or 13. $2,000 per month, so like but that's what I said, like if you really want that kid, like okay, boomba, there you go, sign it, and here's your salary, like like there you go, like you already, like like we want you
might as well, if you want to sign an exclusive right, we might as well start paying something to you.
Exactly, like if you're gonna do that, like do it, because if you're just gonna do it to hold the kid, like you're kind of being a little bit unfair, because what if like in 2 years, oh yeah, cut, bye, I don't need you anymore, so like all those 2 years that you held me back here, like that I couldn't move, I couldn't go anywhere, for you to get to whenever, like if I go to a club now, it's gonna be way harder like to fit in, to maybe join in, because if there's somebody at the same level as me, they're gonna stay with the same kid, like, so you did all of that to me, and then for nothing, like I didn't get anything back.
Yeah,
so
oof. And now that players can make money in college too.
That was a good thing, and I like kind of the way that it is, that it's like with their personal image, like
exactly.
Marketing deals, and I think like that's a good way. I don't think like should it be salaries or anything like that. I think should it be like, okay, your image, that's yours, so if you can sell it, good for you, go make your money, and making deals with because they're gonna make those deals anyways if they become professional, or even if they don't become professional. I was watching a few Netflix shows and movies about the NCAA and like the NFL and like all of that, and like one of the things was like, a lot of players, like they do very good in college, but they still don't go professional, so they get very famous in college, but still don't get to the NFL. After they leave college, they just...
And they used to not get a dime in college.
Yeah, they just disappear, So, like, if they can make the money in that college era, like, go and make it, because you never know if you're going to make NFL, because even, like, what if in the senior year, boom, injury, cannot play anymore. Didn't even make it to the NFL. Didn't even make the first contract.
And they make so much money for the colleges. All the money OU and all those other colleges make off of these college players. And some of them don't even have scholarship to get lunches. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Exactly. Like you still have to pay for your books. You still have to pay for the cafeteria. It's... Yeah. No, but I like that, you can sell your image basically, So like at least that's a progress. And I feel like the changes are coming, like I think everything as we evolve, like it gets in place, It's never going to be perfect, but...
No, I'm curious to see where the state of soccer will be after the World Cup, and then the years coming after the World Cup, because that there's going to be change. I can feel the change is going to come once the soccer fever hits in the U.S. Man, it's going to be electric.
No, and I think because also with college soccer, like a lot of internationals come here to play, and they ended up staying, like, or by even marrying people because they fell in love, or even because they ended up being able to get a green card or all of that, and then they start working with soccer. So they're gonna bring that experience, that culture that they grow up with from soccer, and then that's gonna help like the United States to have more diversity players, like more like I would say like a surprise, like they can do anything because they have a good work ethic, like Americans. Like that's one of the things that I respect the most here is like is it basically like you want to work for it, you're gonna get it. And now bringing like a European flair, and then a South American flair, and even an African flair, Asian work ethic as well, and flair, because like they also very like a lot of all the Asian players that I've seen and play, like they like very technical, very sharp, like very like it's nice to see them do it drills, like so like bringing all of this together here with like the work ethic that the United States have, like to always get better, like I think now is gonna start like picking up, because they've been that's when I was in Brazil, so like 10 years ago they already saying like, United States is gonna grow in soccer, and then we're here and it's kind of still like you know. But I think right now there's gonna be because like it's like a.
They're already better than Mexico. You know what I mean? Like, what can we say? They're already better
you
than
know,
Mexico.
like you see, like that's the first step, and like the next one is going to be like making even further in the World Cup, like positions, and but like for the youth, you know, because all those college soccer players that like, you know, they come like from other countries, they're gonna go to the youth first, you know, and they're gonna give like the experience, the knowledge, you know, and like I think it's gonna be a great mix, you know, for the future.
And I think that's one of the things that Oklahoma City probably excels in the most is all these foreign college players that come in, end up staying, end up becoming great coaches, end up impacting kids, who then end up turning into college coaches, and it's just a cycle that's just gonna keep on feeding itself. Because, man, I can't tell you all the great coaches that I know that are just foreign people that just decided to stay. Yeah, making differences. You know, the first one comes to mind is Rafa. You know, came from Brazil. Look at what he's doing with this academy. Another Brazilian, Patterson, out there. Arthur just got a SNU. You know, there's so many people that just are here to stay and are doing big things. Yeah. You see yourself coaching at a college?
I hope so.
You hope so?
My end goal, it is professional. It is to go all the way. So college is definitely on the way for sure.
Nice. Yeah. If there's someone out there that wanted to start their coaching career, their coaching journey, what would you say to someone like that?
Sometimes be a little bit patient about money.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are one step away from a very good opportunity, and then if you go just looking for the money, you're gonna miss the opportunity. You know, so just be patient about that and let the work speak.
I'm not a coach, but I would almost say, if you get an opportunity that might not pay you, but it's like an opportunity you shouldn't pass up, don't pass it up. You said it best. Be patient on the money, because maybe someone's going to come and say, yo, Matheus, I need an assistant coach here at my college. I'm not going to be able to pay you much, but I mean, I need an assistant. True, all day. Yeah. Yes, all day, yes, because you never know.
Yeah, because it could be a step up that whenever that coach leaves to a new opportunity, like he just recommends me, and then now I'm the head coach, you know, like
he's been coaching at OEFC. He's been coaching at Classen SAS for 5-6 years.
Yeah, you can see from Matheus, like all the new coaches, like from Mitch, then it was Danny, and then Danny was Neil, you know, so he's always like just kind of passing along, you know.
I was curious. I was supposed to have a conversation with him when I first heard that he was going to get hired there. And one of my questions was like, how do you pick up a program that's been killing it like it has been with the past two coaches, and then kind of make it your own? And then seeing all the results that they have now, it's impressive. Yeah, it's impressive to see. I know that they just tied against USAO. The men's tied against USAO 1-1, which is not a simple feat. USAO is a program, man. Oh yeah, it's a program. They got
they always make nationals.
Always make nationals.
They're always there.
So yeah, man, that team it's looking dangerous. What about your team with Danny? Oklahoma Christian.
With Mitch.
Oh, with Mitch. Sorry, Danny's in Michigan, I think.
Yeah. I think they're doing okay this season. I think like because I was talking to Arthur the other day, like they didn't start so good, but like he said that they're having a good performance, and like I think they should be doing good whenever. I think they already start. I think they already played the first game of the conference. Yeah, we're end of September.
October.
So but he said that like for the conference they should be good, and I believe it, you know, because I saw like a few highlights that they had, and then from what Arthur was speaking to me, like I'm confident that they're gonna do good. You know, I'm glad that the program is building up, getting bigger, because there's a lot of good people that go around the school, you know, and if they're able to succeed like with like the things that they came here for, because. At the end of the day, like they can say, like, no, yeah, I came here for the education, this and that, you know, man, no.
Did you come for the education?
Nah. You're leaving your country because you want to keep playing. You want to still keep having that feeling of competition, of like, being important, being part of a family. You know, like it's a little drug, you know, the adrenaline. You know, with like like used to. That's why I still play like Sunday league, and then like I take serious because I love that feeling, the adrenaline, like
That's what I was
that.
gonna ask you if you miss
Like
it.
yeah, like oh, I miss every day. Honestly, like I think that's why like I'm a little extra sometimes as a coach, and like sometimes it looks like that I'm playing with them because you know like I miss like to play, to be part of a team, you know, have that competition, you
How did
know,
you explain
the
that
little
to 'em?
butterflies, you know.
Yeah, how it's tough to explain it to somebody who doesn't know that it's coming to an end. You know what I mean? Like you look at
Yeah.
those kids and you're just like, hey man, these are the best days that you have. You know, I remember I was talking to a bunch of little kids who were it's like, of course you want to go professional, that's the dream. But I was telling them, I was like, hey, think of yourselves as professionals now. What does a professional do that you guys don't do now? You guys go to practices, you guys have to hit up the gym, you guys have the team. So if you guys are already thinking of yourself as a professional now, work like one.
Exactly.
Dedicate yourself like one. Because
Exactly.
you are a professional now, and how high you go depends on you. And now that you don't have 2 days anymore, you know, you're missing the weekday practices.
Yeah.
But now you're on the other side. You're telling those kids, you're motivating those kids, you're challenging those kids. And yeah, dude, it sucks.
Nah, yeah. And I even told my little girls, the 2012s, I told this one time to practice, and I was like, look, you guys need to understand, like, everything that we're doing here is not that much different from professional. You know, like the drills and this and that, like what I'm trying to explain to you guys, like it doesn't go too far from here. What the difference is the intensity that they put on. Because like every single drill, it's like the last drill. Like, you know, it's like it has to be 100% sharp. It has to be fast. It has to be explosive. You know, it has to be game speed. I often say to my girls, like at practice, like, look, game speed, too slow. And then they start picking up. Then they start picking up, you know. And it's like said, like then you start having the mentality, like if you want to get there, act like it. You know, if you want to get to college, so like act like a college player. If you want to just get to high school and be varsity there, so act like that one then. You know, and like go from there and like because it helps me as a coach too, like to have expectations from the girls, you know, because you need to have like, that's what I said to them, like you need to have the same rules, you know, but different treatments. Each girl is gonna be different. With one girl I can be a little bit more tough, and that's what's gonna fire her up. Some other girls I need to kind of, hey, you know, like be a little bit more soft, because if I talk, they're gonna shut down, you know. So they have the same rules, but they don't have the same treatment, and it is what it is, you know. Because like you need, at the end of the day, like it is a physical sport, but you play with your mind, and if your mind's not clear, you're gonna make bad decisions and you're gonna play bad, you know. So I need to make sure not they're just prepared like playing, but that they have confidence to play, especially in a young age. Like one of the things that I feel like they're holding them the most to actually be great players, good players, it is that confidence, you know. That like, yeah, I'm not gonna dribble, I'm just gonna pass.
I don't want the ball,
you know. And sometimes don't show up too much to the game, you know. So like I try my best to like I make them follow a system, you know, that I have, of course, in my game plan. But I often tell them like, look, follow what I'm saying, where to be and this and that. But like whenever you have the ball, whatever you want to do, like be creative. Like you have the ball on your feet. Now it's your show. Showtime. There we go. Do whatever you want. But do something that's gonna help your team too. Like don't go like start juggling the ball, you know. Like
trying to do a rainbow.
Exactly. No, no. Even if you want to do a rainbow, I don't mind at all. If the rainbow is going towards the goal and then you're gonna chase the goal to score the goal, by all means do it. If you wanna mag somebody going to the goal, by all means do it. But now if you're trying to make somebody to go back, just to
a center back trying to make somebody,
yeah, like no, doing just for fun, like just to kind of humiliate the other opponent, like no, get out of here. Like, but if you're going to the goal, I don't care if the boy's touching the net, like after whatever you do, like it was amazing. My dad used to say like the beautiful goal is the one that
gets scored.
You get scored.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah, that's the beautiful goal. It's the one that counts. It's the one that he made it. He puts the +1 in the score.
It doesn't matter, huh?
Yeah,
there is no such thing as an ugly goal, right?
Exactly. There is no such a thing as an ugly goal.
A goal,
exactly.
A goal. What's the best advice you've received from anyone? Like the advice that just stuck with you when you needed it the most?
it's like a tactical advice that from soccer that like it was. I used to play as a outside back, right back, and then sometimes I would receive the ball and then I would stop the ball. I wouldn't like keep the ball moving.
Because you got to stop and you want to observe and see. What
and I always like playing as outside back. I always like had a little bit more space because
there's no one behind you.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about anybody coming.
So I would just stop and then I would play, and then at the same time that this coach at the field said to me, like in one practice, I went to the futsal practice right after, and my futsal coach was giving the same advice to my teammates, and then like they stuck because I saw at the field the difference what it makes with that big space, and then whenever we went to futsal, that like every time I would grab a ball, I would just move away,
you don't have time to think,
you know. And then I was like, man, like that's the best, and that's one of the things that I tell the girls too. I was like, do not kill the ball, keep the ball moving, like make your first touch already going somewhere, go somewhere with the ball, because think about it, what's easier to hit, something moving or something standing still, you know? So, and then they start clicking. I think if you talk to them now, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, 100%, that's Coach Matheus.
If they had to make a t-shirt with you're saying, just don't kill the ball, don't kill the ball.
Don't kill the ball, exactly. It's funny because they gave me one of my teams gave me a poster with my sayings. And then there was like there are 4 laps, put in the effort. If you guys don't do the work right now, we're gonna do after practice, and then and then a few other ones.
Nice. Yeah. Best advice you've received as a coach, to coach.
Sorry, say it again.
Best advice you've received, not as a player, but for coaching.
For coaching, it wasn't a advice. Certainly, but like was just a heads up that heads up helped me a lot was Kale Walcott. Yeah, shout out to Kale. Yeah, shout out to Kale. Yes, he said it to me like, look, the easiest part is gonna be on the field. Just know that, you know, the problem, what's gonna be hard, it's the extra things, you know. So it's dealing with parents and then even with like players, you know, like I said, like
drama,
about
feelings,
about the treatment, you know, like I said, like the rules are the same, but like the treatment is different. So like that's the challenge, that's the extra field, you know, like that's not me just putting a count for make to run, you know, like that's feelings there. There's no like a right answer basically, you know. We just need to find the best way to deal with, you know.
How do you deal with those type of situations that wouldn't necessarily happen in Brazil? The parent complaining about playing time and stuff like that. Stuff that you in Brazil would not exist. Like, are you for real coming at me like this? Because they don't do that in Brazil, you know? You got to work hard. You can't fight your son's or daughter's battles, you know?
So one thing, like parents don't talk to coaches in Brazil, like honestly, like unless if like the real academies, like the clubs, they don't talk to the coach. Like if it's what would be a recreational team, yes, then they go in like there's a relationship. Because I remember my recreational coach, like we would he would stay and have beers with our parents after while we were still playing. Like he would come to barbecues, birthday parties of the team, you know, like it was a good. But the academy, the clubs, never involved because the parents kind of don't even, they know who they are, but they never met, you know. And one thing that I remember from whenever I was at São Paulo Academy, and I was 11 at this time, you could go drop off your kid, but you do not watch the practice. And like if you want to wait, there's a like waiting lobby session, and then like it's kind of, let's say this session is right here, and then the field that you're practicing is like, man, like 0.1 mile away. I would say, like honestly, because
like it's far. It's not that far.
No, it was pretty far. Like
it'd be like the entrance to ESC, and you're way at the far back fields.
Yeah, yes, exactly. All the way to 17. You know, like because like it was an amazing facility that they had, but like was because so the parents are not talking. You know, like saying like, oh, do this, do that. You know, and it's not even about talking to the coaches, but talking to the kids.
Making
you know, like
the kids nervous.
Exactly.
What you're saying might be contradicting the coach.
Exactly, you know, and so like they didn't even let parents watch the practice. Games, yes, but practice, they never would let them watch it.
Man, yeah. Some parents say some wild things, man.
Oh, yes.
I sit on the sidelines to watch my nephew play, and man, I can hear some people saying some stuff that I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, are you for real? Like, yelling at refs, yelling at coaches, yelling at players. And I'm just like, man, I can see why they'd be like, yeah, just go wait in the lobby.
Yeah, exactly. It's to avoid the drama. But fortunately, I have like a good relation with like all my teams, with the parents. Like I have no complaints whatsoever. And they have amazing kids. Like I'm very fortunate to have like this group of girls as well, because they're like
all-stars.
Yeah, very talented groups and very good work ethic too. Like they really bought my idea. They really like follow, they understand what I'm trying to pass to them, like the importance, like and so I appreciate them a lot. Like like I'm probably helping them a lot, but they're helping me much more. Like just the interaction that I have to them, and like the see them growing, like is making me grow too.
Dang, that's very well said. And then eventually they'll go on and play, and then you'll get another group and start all over again.
Yes, and yeah, it's gonna be like a bittersweet, like because it's gonna be good to see them like going places, but like it is like I'm gonna miss them, like but. Yeah. Need to focus in the job, that's the professional part side of it.
Your job is to develop and send them on, right?
Exactly, like we can have like some like feelings attached, like but at the end of the day, like
it's almost like raising a kid. Not really, but it is. You're giving them habits, teaching them what to do, so that when they go off and play college somewhere, they have those tools.
Exactly.
Any coaches that you look up to here in Oklahoma that you're just like, I want to do it like that guy, or anyone that you kind of pick pointers from or anything like that, ask for advice?
KO was a big influence, like for me. Like I think I mentioned the last time I came here, like my family is the reason that I'm here in the United States, and KO is the reason that I started coaching, because it was a time like after COVID that I was looking for a job, and then we ended up playing against each other at an indoor game. And then we stayed, just talking, have some beers, and then it's like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, right now I just finished working at Vaza, and I'm looking I think I'm going to probably start coaching, looking for a coaching job. And I was like, oh, really? He was like, but what do you want to do? Like, honestly, I think that's going to be my call, because I don't know anything more than soccer.
There's nothing I know better than soccer,
I don't know about soccer. And then I told him, like, and that's what I want for me. Like, I want to, go into places, maybe high school, maybe college, maybe even, professional if possible. And he was like, oh, okay, I think I have something for you, And then, like, I shadowed him, like, for 1 year. And then he put me with some NOKC teams at first, and then he made me a transition to the OEFC club, so like he's been very helpful learning wise and opportunity wise, because he gave me this opportunity, And another one that I like a lot that I'm seeing, it is Mitch. Like I feel like his not just knowledge, but like his culture, like mentality, I think it's very good, because I haven't seen a player say anything bad about him. I never see any coach say anything about him. And the games that I watched, I like the way that the team played, how he was on the sideline. So like he's a guy that I like that a lot to see. Like what is he doing? Because he also coached 2013s, so sometimes we play against each other too. And it's nice to see what he's doing with those girls too. Like how they're developing, the way that they're playing. They're actually playing the game. Like not just.
And it's interesting that you say how he is on the sidelines, because every coach is different on the sidelines, You can be a quiet coach, a loud coach just talks a lot to his players. And maybe a coach that just sits back and watches them, fall into their habits. There's a lot of different ways to coach, There's bad ways to coach, good ways of coaching. But you said that very well. You like the way that he's on the sidelines, too.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, to wrap this up, What do you have to say to those Classen players getting ready for the season? So I can clip this and be like,
I just want to say for them to keep working because I know they are working with Steven. I haven't had the time to go there, but I know that Steven's doing some good work with them because he shows me the videos, like, so we can have like a feedback, what we need to do more, what we need to do less, and all of that, So I just tell them, like, keep the work because you guys are doing good, and I feel that great things will come like this season. I think like us moving now is going to be a good opportunity for the program. Like, we're taking one step back to take like 3-4 forward, So hopefully they come with the right mentality because the work I know is there,
I think it'll be a great year. I think going down to 3A will be a good mix, and then eventually seeing them go back up to 4A. I don't know, man. I think you guys might have a chance. I don't want to speak too soon, but it'll be a good year this year. And shout out to Coach T, man. I see him working every other video. I see him with new gear, dummies, flashing lights. He's very passionate about the work he does. And man, I feel like after I had him on the podcast, I just saw him putting out videos every single day, just working. That guy's putting that field downtown to work.
Exactly. He's making worth the money of the city there.
Yeah. And it's cool to see the passion that he has for it.
Yes.
But it rubs off on those players because it's the same ones every time. They're just grinding. So I can't wait to see that pay off. If I had Coach T here, I don't know if I asked him some goals. How many? He said what it was, like 40 goals?
Yeah.
How close were you guys to that goal?
I think we got to 27 or 30. I think that was something like that. I wasn't too far from 40. Wasn't too, like, if you really think about it, like, if you look back in the season, some opportunities that we had to score more goals, and then we, like I said, we dropped the level, and then we made a harder game than what it should. We would have gone to those 40s. Like, at first, I'm not gonna lie, whenever he said it, I was like, you are crazy.
What were you thinking watching the videos and just hearing him just 40 goals, calling out teams?
Yeah.
I know that I had messages coming in from like Clinton and Chickasha going, hey, that guy there. And I think he even told me that whenever he went to Chickasha or somewhere, they were asking for him.
To Clinton,
Yeah, they were asking for him, which I thought was just great. It's because it's all, it's all for the fun of the game. He means well. He was trying to motivate his players, but little did he know that he motivated the other teams.
That's there's never just a positive side. There's always a negative side, but I feel like that it's a little bit that boxing mentality, for the show, like kind of like building up the show, and then it's good, like it's a good hype, but yeah.
Imagine the coaches and Clinton being like, hey, we're going to play against that team with that one coach who said this, and that. Let's go show them what's up.
And honestly, I think that gave more fire to them that actually give it to us. Yeah. Way more fire.
Dang, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Because even at the playoff game, our first playoff game, we got out in the first round, Bethany. 3-0. Very good team.
Yeah, they had a great year last year.
Yeah. Too. But also another game that we didn't show up, and like it was against a good team that is going to punish us, and we got scored, I think, 2 goals in the first 15 minutes of the game because everybody's sleeping. I don't know. Like, I think like they were happy enough that it was happening.
Yeah,
and I told them, like, look, it's it's funny because a lot of my friends went to watch that game. So Matheus Gouveia, all the Brazilians, and even my in-laws. And at the halftime, we go. So the crowd is on one side, and then the bench are on the other.
They're playing at the SNU fields, probably, right? In Bethany.
Yes. And then we just go behind the bench in Bethany. I think they went to the locker room, and man, I ripped them off, man. Like, cause I was like, I cannot go there and kick the ball. I cannot go there and make the tackle, and you guys are doing nothing. Like, I wish I was there. I wish I had another chance like this to put my cleats on and go play for round 16, because it was the round 16. I would have loved to do that again, but like, I don't, and I'm here like trying to help you guys do it, and you guys are not helping yourselves. But all of that screaming because everybody could hear in the other side.
You wanted them to hear them, probably.
Yeah, like no, like even I went to Wichita this weekend, and Matheus was there too, and then. In between games, we had a break like to just talk to each other, and then we started talking about coaching styles, and we are talking about a friend of ours that she helped me at one of the games, and then he was like, "Oh, I saw that she screams a lot, huh?" Like, and then I was like, "Yeah." Like she was like, "Yeah, like I thought you scream a lot, but she screams more than you." And I was like, "Yeah." But then I said like. But whenever I'm in high school, nobody does. And there's like, no, man, yes. Whenever you're in high school, it's a whole different thing, because he said like, and then he mentioned the game, he was like, man, I'm never going to believe that I could hear you from the other side of the field. You're talking to the boys, man. Because,
hey, man, somebody has to wake them up.
Exactly. And second half, I'm not like, I'm going to say like that made him whole difference, but at least see what they're putting the work, because at that point too, Bethany was already in the game. They were feeling good. 2-0.
Confident.
Like, yeah, they have like some good technical players, and they just kind of kept the ball with them. They didn't need to go that fast anymore. They had 2 goals ahead. Like, so let's keep it up, bring them out, and then they found the third goal. Like, I think half of the second half, I would say. But yeah, but the main thing there was that first 15 minutes, first 20 minutes that we lights out. Like we're like nobody paying attention,
It's a long night.
It made a long night, It was very, I wouldn't say disappointing, because like I think, like I said, mentally, like it showed like how prepared we were. That was that game, because we had all the tools, but we still couldn't do it. We still couldn't perform, So I think like right now this focus, like you said, on one of the goals for the season, I think like one of the goals is probably like we need to get better mentality-wise. Yeah, mentality-wise, we need to get stronger, because now we know the formula, like to physically, like because we did it like every single training that we had for the last season, we have in paper. Like we put it in, we made a plan. Like every single day we knew what we were doing from the end to the beginning. There was no improvisation, like not like getting last minute to think about it. Like we already had the whole plan figured out, and then we're gonna use the same plan, because physically I feel like that we did it amazing, like in even skills wise. So now we're gonna have to find ways to get them stronger. Yeah, and then probably a little bit less physical now and maybe more ball, like put in more situations, like make them get confident with the ball, make more movements, because another thing that happens a lot is they want us to give the answer. They don't want to find the answer themselves, They don't understand that we're here to help them find the answer. But who is going to find the answer? It is them, So I think that's the next step with them.
Nice. Well, I'm excited. The high school season is right around the corner.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with the new districts, everything is up in the air. So I guess when you get that email, let me know, because I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. Yeah. I'll definitely be following you guys this season, and hopefully I can get Coach T in here. Hopefully, I mean, if that's okay with you, and if he's not pulling targets on your back. No, Coach T is great. I can't wait to speak to Coach T, because he's going to be on a different type of... It's because you guys are so different. You know what I mean? You're more, I feel, more cerebral with it. You're more mentality-wise, more tactical-wise, as to where he is. He's more like motivating, more like he's going to be the type to make you run through a wall. Like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And he sets those high goals while you're just, you're putting the pieces together. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's how it is. So I'm excited to see what it's gonna turn out to be.
No, yeah, me too. Like, and like you said, like I think it's the good of both worlds. Like you have the good things for him, the good things for me, and like just a coincidence is like the things that I'm not that strong, like he's the one who's better at. The things that he's not so strong, I'm better at. So like it's a good click, and I love working with him, man, because like you said, it's a passion in his work. Yeah. He's constantly learning. He sees videos, he sees articles, He rewatch videos of the sessions to see like where like detail by detail, because one thing that we talked about was like it's a good mix because I know what to do with the team, you know what to do with the individual. So like it's working out good so far because I like the progression and development that the boys are making, and like I think like we definitely can make a championship. Like I think we are contenders to be champions, but now we need to show. Yeah, we need to put the performance. Because me talking here, it's very very easy, very very cheap. So now we need actions. That's the bottom line. We need actions from them because they also talk a lot. They say that we want to get better, we want to do this, we want to do that, but
it's easy to say it.
Exactly. At the end of the day, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. Like we're still doing the same things that held us back in the past.
Write that down. That's gonna be the name of the podcast right there. We need action. It's a good one right there. We need action. Yeah, cause
at the end of the day, if you keep doing the same things, the results are gonna be the same. Like it's not gonna magically, like that's what I tell my girls sometimes. I was like, look, the ball is not gonna magically appear on your foot, like just because you are asking the ball, just because you want the ball. You need to create the situation. You need to create a chance. Don't leave it up to luck. Like you create a chance, just create a chance. Like that's how about it is in soccer. Is taking a risk. Like to create something good, to creating something nice, and sometimes to create something even beautiful. Like that you make an amazing play, just because you took a risk. You decided to like, what, I'm going to do a double Caesar, going to mag the girl and then top corner. Boom. All of that because you took a risk. If you didn't take that risk, that would have never happened. That could be just you put the ball to the side and you shot it. Could still be a goal. It still would work. But, like you didn't create something beautiful. You just create something, So like there's a lot of things. That's one of the things that I say to the girls because I like the game played like, side by side, patience. Like it's not necessarily like a possession, like hold the game. We need to keep the ball, 80% of possession. It's more like keep the ball. If you can go, we go. If you cannot go, stay. Like why are we gonna give the ball to them? Like if they have the ball, can they score? No. So keep it. If there's the gap, break the line. Let's move up. And then boom, 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 and move up. And then you keep going. And then I tell them, like, as they're moving the ball side to side, I tell them, like, look, did I tell you guys that you guys have to pass the ball to each other all the time? Did I tell you guys that you guys only have to dribble? Did I tell you guys that you guys only have to do long balls? No. You guys can do all of that and still keep the ball. You guys can do all of that and still switch the ball side to side. There's not a formula. It's like I'm giving you a game plan. Now it's up to you guys how to do it. Like if you guys make the ball go to the other side by short passes, boom, 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 good job. If you guys make the ball get to the other side a long ball, good job. If you guys make the ball go to the other side with somebody that dribble like 3 players, 4 players, and then pass the ball, awesome. Like it's not like that you guys have to just pass the ball. No, like use your creativity. If you want to pass. If you want to dribble. But it has to be something objective. That it's something that is going to help the team build up on the field and have the chance to score the goal. And that's one of the things that I focus the most with them is like chances. I tell them like, look, don't focus on the goal. The goal will be a consequence of a good soccer that you play. Don't leave the goal as like the main objective of the game. Leave the goal as the consequence of the objective. What is the object? That we be patient on the ball, we be confident on the ball, and then we find the right times to attack. And from there, whatever happens.
Happens. Yeah, it's simple, but we overthink it.
Exactly. That's one of the Cruyff's sayings. Like soccer is the most simple sport in the world, but the hardest thing is to play simple.
Yeah. I can hear you right now telling your kids, don't overthink it. Just do it. And if you mess up, that's fine. It's okay. The worst thing you can do is not try. The worst thing you could do is be afraid to take the risk. Be afraid to take the action. Be afraid to not take them on. You shouldn't play with fear.
Yeah. Yesterday, I had 2 finals, and in one of them, the girl, there's one ball that was already coming out of the box, and then she just ran and then tried to turn and shoot one touch. And then I told her, I was like, look, what are you doing? Do you really think you're going to score from here? And she was like, oh, no. I was like, okay, so control the ball, dribble the goal, then you shoot. You know, and then the next play, like, she gets the ball, dribble, and then she shoots. Wasn't a goal, but
it was better.
It was better. She created the chance, like that, and that's what I tell them, like, create the chance. Because if you guys don't create the chance, the goal is not gonna magically happen. You know, like, you need to create the chance, you need to create the opportunity, and that's why I tell them to focus the most. Like, let the goal be a consequence. Don't let the goal be the objective of the game. You know,
how do you teach that to players that aren't playing 1v1s every day, that are taking chances? You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain skills that you can teach, and there's other skills that you can't teach. And maybe it's hard for someone who's always played 11 against 11 as opposed to someone who's always playing 1v1 to just, that person will create his chance on his own. But maybe other people that are stuck in a system are just stuck to playing that team ball. But sometimes you need that individual magic. Yeah. How do you teach that?
I feel it's a little bit now of like, now is whenever it's the creation of the coach, you know, the ideas of the coach of finding the right pieces at the right spots, you know, because you cannot put a girl that likes to pass the ball as a winger or as a center forward. You know, you need to maybe put it as a center mid, or depending how they do defensively, as a center back or even as an outside back. Now, if you have a person that likes to dribble a lot, you're not gonna put her in the middle because it's gonna be risky. Like, because we need to be realistic. Like, it's easier to defend, you know. So out of 10, you're probably gonna pass 4 if the girl is at the same level as you. You know, I don't want to lose 6 balls in the middle. No. You know, so like you put it like now in the winger or more in an offensive position, you know, and then from that's when I tell them, like, do whatever you feel like it, but just understand we don't have to go forward, and we don't have to go right away, you know. So just know that if you think like you can go and beat the girl and create the chance, by all means go and do it, but just know that you don't have to go every time. And even at this tournament, it happened a lot. Like with my Navy team that I have from the 2012s, there was a lot of plays that we would get all the way down line on one side, and then still come back, switch the side, and then we would get across. A lot of times that happened, and like I felt that was good because that was the good decisions, because at that time they didn't have the cross, and then they saw it and they're like, okay, boom, let's come back,
recycle it,
boom, 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 and then now we have it, boom. You know, so I like how mature they're playing now, like how patient they're being, you know. And yeah, I think the main thing for like that, how you teach, like is putting the player in the right place. You know, like, because it's like there's a tale, you know, like that they say about the value. You need to know like where like you're gonna be valued the most, you know. So it's the same thing, like the coaches need to know where the player is gonna value the most, where the player is gonna be value. Yeah, you know, where it's gonna be more important, where he's gonna even perform better, you know. Like it is at the end of the day the team, but at this moment you need to think more about the player. So sometimes that girl, like for the team, she's gonna play better in the position, but like her as a player, as an individual, she's gonna get better if she plays in a different position.
Because you're developing players.
Exactly.
I mean, the objective is to win. Yeah. But I mean, at that age, what are they, 10, 11?
11, 12, yes.
We're also developing. It's also, it might even be more important to develop kids than to get the wins, but it sure is nice to win.
Yeah, you know, and like that's when we find the balance, you know, and then rotation, subs, you know, like right now I feel more confident with both teams. One, because one of the teams that I have is my second year with them, and the other one, it's my first year with this group together, but a lot of them I coached at NOKC, whenever they were in academy. So I'm very confident, like, because they already know what to expect from me. They know what to do with the formation, with what I want to do with the team, and man, it's working. Like it's been nice to watch them play together, and they're even transitioning now to 11-11. You know, the Navy team. So
More space,
Yeah.
more time on the ball.
Exactly, and we played already one tournament. 11 level was the Cosmos Cup, and we made it to the finals. We lost in the penalties against Peterson. Yeah,
How was that?
was we started the game winning 1-0, and then they tied the second half.
Pearson's a great coach.
Yeah, and then penalties.
It can go either way, huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
we had it like a bad day at the office right there. You know,
Yeah.
it was.
And then to lose to Peterson, man, of all people.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm glad that he didn't make too much fun of me in the group chat. You know, so I'm glad that he didn't do that.
The Brazilian group chat must be vicious
Yeah.
sometimes. I can imagine.
Especially for the Western League.
Yeah, especially if you miss penalty kicks. I'm not going to name any names. But
Yeah, you know. Yeah, it's tough. It happens.
yeah. Hey, well, I appreciate you for coming by, giving me the rundown on how the coaches' season's coming, and then how the Classen SAS season's coming. It's exciting times, man. And you sound like you've grown a lot as far as a coach in such a short amount of time, but you know, there's more to come. So I appreciate you for coming. Good luck this season, and man, kill it. Keep killing it.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me, and you keep killing too. You know, I hope like that you can keep going for this podcast, because there's a lot of great people that can come here and also give their experience that it's gonna help the soccer community grow, and like, you know, because that's what we want. Like, you know,
You think we can pull it off in here?
I think so. Like, that's a good space. Like, it makes
so?
more, you know, like
More intimate.
more better conversation. You know.
Yeah. It's just weird bringing people into the house sometimes, but
Yeah.
you know, I would much rather do that than to leave it in somebody else's hands and then be told last minute that I can't do anything, and then have to leave the bad news to you and be like, hey, we can't record because, you know, this happened. So I think we're going to try to go down this route for now and get some good conversations going.
For sure. And I hope everything works out now.
I appreciate it, man. Well, I appreciate you for coming in, and for the people that have listened to this episode this far, I appreciate you guys for listening. This has been another episode of the Mas Futbol Podcast. Peace.